Hi there, it's Rob here from Gym Tin. Hope you're well. Welcome to this mobility method training session. Today we are looking at hip and back mobility. So let's have a look at this. Okay, grab yourself a pint of water, take a sip, look around your lips and hydrate. As always, let people know you're taking part in a training session and find yourself a place which is nice and relaxed. Close down the doors, switch your phone off, and let's train. Cheers. Okay, put your water safely to the side and finding yourself a space. Okay, for this class you'll need a nice 10mm thick mat. If you're doing it on carpet, you'll be absolutely fine. Do this in barefoot if you can as well. Okay, so from here we're going to just position ourselves up. We're going to have our feet a fist gap apart and our toes facing forwards. Now when I say your toes facing forwards, I want your second toes to be nice and parallel. From there, I want you to lift your torso up nice and high, chest lifted. And from here, you're going to raise up onto your tiptoes and just slowly lower back down again. Engage your glutes nice and strong and taut. Slowly every time, just lifting and then slowly lowering back down again. Strong controlled lift, slow controlled lower. Now, if you're struggling with this, grab a wall, grab a chair, do whatever you need. If you're going off balance, don't worry, it's your body learning its balance. Proprioception. Now, if I turn sideways on, I want you to think about what's happening in your body. You should be able to draw a straight line from your ankle, the bumpy part of your ankle, the malleoli, through your hip joint, through your chest, through to your shoulders, and slowly lower it back down again. As you're doing this as well, you want to feel that your big toe to your little toe are squared down to the floor. You're going to engage the glutes nice and tight. You're going to lift up nice and strong. Pressing up all the way through the ball of the foot, slowly arching and lowering yourself down again. Now, as you're doing this, I now want you to try and lift a little bit higher and then slowly lowering back down again and again. Lift strong, slow lower. Glutes now, I want you to fire these in and engage them. Lift your chin just slightly and picture something on the wall right in front of you that is just fractionally higher than eye level. And it might be worth you just walking up to that point in the wall and just making sure that you are looking at something slightly higher, especially if you're looking at something far into the distance. Okay, as you do this now, open your chest. So you're going to pull your shoulder blades back and you're going to open your palms so they're facing open here. So palms facing forwards, our thumbs open wide, fingers open out nice and wide, lifting up nice and high, slowly lowering back down each time. Strong lift, slow lower. Feel your big toe to your little toe nicely engaged all the way through this. Glutes tight and engaged. Big toe, little toe firmly down to the floor. From here, we're going to stretch the arms out wide into a T position. The idea of here is trying to improve the strength of ankles, knees, and hips, and back and shoulders. So we're working everything through the body. You might find that you start to roll onto the lateral side of your foot. Imagine that you're putting even pressure through your big toe, through to your little toe. Each time you're lifting strong and high, your heels just coming back, kissing the floor, before driving strong back up again. From here, relaxing the arms and just swaying them to help you to lift and to gently lower again. Keeping it slow and controlled as you move. Tightening up through your glutes. Slowly lowering each time. 2 more here. Really concentrating on driving your hips forward, tightening your glutes, getting your abs engaged nicely. From here, we're going to stay up on the balls of our feet now. Climb up, hold it, and holding on the ball of your feet. Tighten up your glutes, push your hips forward, clench hard, and slowly returning your arms back to shoulder height. If you need to tap out at any points, what I mean by that is dropping your heels back to the floor, do so. But as you're working through this range, I want you to feel from your big toe to your little toe that they are equidistant and equipressure. So in other words, they are both taking the load equally through the whole of the width of your foot. Now, if you're getting off balance or you're rotating or laterally moving off them, focus again. Now, you should be able to do this with your eyes closed. And if you drop off, that's fine. Come back into it and drive through again. Now, you might find you need to decrease the range of your heel lift. But as you're doing this, see if you can press, reach, but keep your glutes engaged all the way through, your pelvis driven forward. And if you feel it going off balance, you haven't quite got it like me there, so open your eyes again, be kind to your body, give a strong lift and lower, and release. Roll your shoulders out. Shake it and drop down to the right side, push your left hip away. And you're just going to bounce and reach to that right knee. As you do it, again, focus on what's happening on that standing leg. Every time we're reaching low to the side, keeping our chest lifted, big strong lean, big strong reach to the side. Nothing rushed in this, it's just gentle ups and downs. If you feel like you're bouncing, you're snagging on it, just try and encourage the hip to bounce away to the side. Keep your glutes nicely engaged, reach down to the side of the knee. Feel your big toe to your little toe engaged to the floor. You want to be trying to keep the top shoulder facing up directly above you to the ceiling. So if that starts to tilt down towards the floor, you know you've just got to pull the shoulder blade back and hold it in position. You should feel a bit of a wicked stretch perhaps down this side of your body, the side that's opening and lengthening out. But you might find a big pinch in this side of the body. Either way, it's all good. Now the pinch in the side of the body can be really anything. It could be that muscles are being pulled together that don't normally have to work. It could be a bit of adipose tissue. We just don't know. As you're leaning to the side, you're starting to reach a bit more. We're still in our toaster, we've still got our chin lifted. And we're just trying to improve the mobility of this side of the body. And as we're doing it, you should be feeling a lengthening between all the ribs. You should be feeling that the side of the body is stretching and lengthening every time. The body feels good. We're going to slowly, gently pull ourselves back out of this. Now, it might feel a bit achy in your lower back as you do that. So once you've come up, just give yourself some gentle rocks side to side. From here, we're going to roll to the other side again. Big toe to little toe, down to the floor. Big rock to the side. Again, feeling that opening up the side of the body. Again, feeling the big toe to little toe firmly down to the ground. And again, this top shoulder needs to face up to the ceiling. Pull the shoulder blade back into position. And we're just going to gently bounce to the side. I'm going to say bounce at slow, controlled movements here. We're not trying to get a million repetitions in. And the more you try and force it, the less it's going to stretch. So the more aggravation you put into the stretching movement here, the more you're going to find that your body's stretch reflex is going to kick in of those opposing muscles or same muscles, or Golgi tendons are going to hit in. Now what we want to do is make sure that the body's relaxed as we reach to that side. We're definitely improving the nature of the flexibility of the side of the body. And the trunk giving that nice banana shape now as we're reaching a little bit further. And we're giving permission to these hips to slide over to the side. We're feeling our big toe to our little toe engaged to the floor. Toes squeezed down into the ground, glutes engaged, again feeling that lengthening through the hip. From here, we're slowly going to take ourselves out of this. When you just bring your hips back to neutral, check that your toes are facing forwards. Again, your big toes slightly turned in, your second toe slightly turned so that they are parallel to each other. From here, we're just going to rock side to side with the pelvis. We're just going to allow whatever needs to be released in the torso of the body to let go. Good work. And from here, we're just going to hinge from the hips. We're going to keep our legs straight, pushing on top of our thighs and feeling a lengthening through the back of the legs. From here, we should feel our big toe to our little toe down to the floor. And then we're going to allow our arms to extend and drop down to the floor. From here, our chin will drop down as well to the crown of the head and go down towards the floor. From here, I want you to tighten up your abdominals, squeeze your glutes, your bottom muscles nice and tight. And we're just going to inch ourselves slowly back up through into standing. Now, as we're coming up, we're going incredibly slowly. We're feeling everything through our shoulders, the back, all the vertebrae, the spine, the torso starting to lengthen now, almost to the very top. As we get to the top, we need that big inhale of breath. As we stand, we pronounce and lift our chest up to the ceiling. We're going to take our arms out wide back into that T position that we did at the start. As you hold this position, it should feel instinctive that your big toe to your little toe is square and flat to the floor. You should feel that your knees are slightly apart. Keep your eyes closed and tighten your glutes, drive your pelvis forward. As you do that, now reach your arms up overhead and allow the thumbs to touch. Stretch and lift up through your shoulders up to the ceiling. Taking a slow deep breath in, slowly breathe out, slowly let the arms go wide. Returning back to the normal position of the T position. Letting the arms come back behind you so you're letting the chest come forwards but still keeping your chest up high. And allow that lengthening through the chest and the shoulders before slowly letting the arms come back down to the side of the body. And here we tilt down to the right again and then down to the left. From here, lowering yourself down to the floor. Laying on our back, just going to stretch ourselves out nice and long. Stretch yourself up tall. And from here, taking your legs and bending at the knees so your knees are up to the ceiling. From here, we're going to tilt our legs over to the right side. We're going to extend the left leg. Now the challenge here with the leg extended is to try and push your left shoulder blade back to the floor. From here, you're going to keep the leg long, keep the outside of the thigh down to the floor. And as if you're drawing a big arc with your big toe, you're going to draw that leg back down and away from the body and pushing down as if you're into that straight line position. Still keeping that right knee to the side, the knee flexed down. From here, we're going to take that same leg, keep it off the floor, keep the shoulder blades back to the ground. And we're just going to be stroking the bent knee with the other leg as we go up. And we're going to keep forming this arc. Now, at the top position here, I want you to try and give me as much extension as you can before slowly allowing that leg to come back, round. Keeping the shoulders back down to the ground. Keeping the feet apart, knees apart. From there, the leg should get back to the other foot. And we're going to slowly lift and bring that back up. So my left leg is moving, it's nice and straight. And I can just feel the leg just tickling the other leg as it's coming back up. And again, I'm trying to get as much extension through the leg as possible, still keeping the left shoulder down to the ground. I'm going to hinge again from that hip. Slowly returning that leg back down and through. Again, brushing past the other knee. Skimming past the shin. Taking the leg back to straight. Pushing the body as tall as we can. Fully elongate that straight left leg as it goes back past the other toe. And then we're going to slowly arc that foot back, gently and slowly. Lifting that leg up higher. Stretching, pushing the toe away. And from here, keeping the leg elevated off the floor. We're going to go straight leg up towards the ceiling slightly. We're about like 40 degrees. You're going to feel all the muscles in the side of your hips start to engage. And then slowly lowering the leg back down. Now I want the tip toe, the big toe, to tap the floor if you can. Still keeping that left shoulder down to the floor. Slowly pull that leg back up. Still across the body to the 40 degrees. And then slowly bending the knee, letting the leg relax. Rolling back to your side, onto your back, and stretching your legs out nice and tall. From here we're going to stretch your arms up overhead. Push and lengthen the body out. Good work. And release there. From there we're going to swap it over, so we're going to do the side. So this time we're going to be working our right leg. Again, we're going to rotate. Oh. Just feel the range that you've got to start with. Again, I'm trying to tuck that right shoulder back to the ground. Keep your nose back, looking up to the ceiling. From here, we're going to take that leg down straight. Again, brushing past the hip or the inside of that other leg. Let the toes touch. Strengthen, lengthen out the straight leg before letting it come back up again. Again, arcing that leg straight as you can. And I'm finding that I need a bit of support here for this right leg. So you can use your left hand just to give a bit of assistance to pull that leg a little bit higher. Slowly we're going to allow that leg to return, gently step by step. Glutes nicely engaged, legs straight. And we're going to go again. Nice, straight, strong leg. Again, keeping that right shoulder back to the ground. Again, lengthen out that right leg. Give that nice knee extension. If you can, push the heel away slightly as well. And slowly brushing past the other knee. As you take the leg back to extension, kick the leg straight and away from you. One more here. Up 3. Again, we're going to hold it at the top point here. Keeping the right shoulder back to the ground. This time lifting the leg up. Leg still across the body. Using all the strength of our gluteals before slowly lowering the leg back down. You're going to allow that tiptoe to tap the floor. Close the eyes. See if you can feel your right shoulder still to the ground. The right leg collects again and pulls up towards the ceiling, toes point. And again, slowly lowering that down again. Tiptoe taps the floor and slowly release. Take the legs back side by side, laying on the floor. Tucking your knees in again and just wiggle your back and your hips on the floor. Just gently allowing them to flow side to side. You should feel that everything is releasing now and relaxing. Keep flowing knees side to side. And from there, relaxing, taking yourself through into seating and standing yourself up. From here, feet just a fist gap apart, hands on top of your thighs, hinge, drop your chin on your chest, feel a lovely big extension all the way through the back of your legs. From here, gently returning back up through into standing, circling the arms up wide, stretching, interlocking the fingers and lifting and pushing up high. Slowly releasing and relax. Well done. Really, really lovely training session. Amazing how quickly that class flies by. As always, well trained. If you did that live, hashtag the live. If you did on replay, hashtag the replay. Really well trained. And as always, grab your water, hydrate well after that training session. Well trained team. Very, very good. Cheers. As always, if I can help you with your training, get in contact. See you again next time for the next one. Well trained. Cheers. Very good. Well done, guys.